Hey guys, what's cracking? It is Krakenation. I'm coming at you guys today with our next installment of the competitive analysis videos for Pokemon Sword and Shield Generation 8. Today we're going to be coming at you guys with Centiskorch. Before I get in this video, I just want to say we just crossed 400 subscribers, and if you aren't aware, I did YouTube for almost 5 years before this, and I barely even crossed 200 subscribers with all that. And just the amount of support I've gotten over the past couple days with just these new videos, how many people have reached out, liked my videos, commented, wishing me like the support, all this awesome stuff. It's just been so cool, and it's just absolutely freaking awesome. And I just really want to extend a thank you to all you guys that have reached out, especially to those you guys that have subscribed. It's been awesome to see that kind of support from you guys. And I just like to say, like, you know, I've told this in the other videos if you've been watching, I'm not a guy who has seen a lot of YouTube success, and that's okay. I'm not here for the reputation or anything. I'm here just to make videos because I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy helping people learn about competitive Pokemon. So if you support that vision, you want to be a part of that goal, and enjoy and grow our Pokemon community, there's a few different things you could do. You could subscribe to this video. That would be also so appreciated. It would absolutely mean the world to me. I have a pretty small subscriber account. We're a pretty small community, but that's okay. Every little person can make a difference in this community, I think. If you want to like this video, also an awesome contribution, still definitely something worth noting, and I would really appreciate if you did that. And you leave a comment in the section below. I've been trying to get to all the comments. Unfortunately, I've been saying how I respond to every comment, and I've been having a hard time keeping up because there's so many awesome people out there that are just commenting these videos, and it just warms my heart. It really does. Almost as much as Centiskorch will with this video, right? This fire type right here. Another thing you could do that I actually forgot to mention in the previous video, you could join the Discord. I recently have made a Krakenation Discord you could join. We could build a community where we talk about competitive Pokemon, try to help each other out, learn together, become a more competitively knowledgeable just group as a whole. And I think that'd be really cool to have a community like that dedicated to expanding everyone's knowledge in a productive, friendly, healthy manner. I think that'd be just absolutely awesome, and so I would love to see you guys join the Discord. The link is down in the description below. You can also go there to stay up to date. But enough with my spiel. Sorry for how much I just ranted about all that, guys, but if you stuck around through all that, let's get into the Centiskorch analysis video. So Centiskorch is a fire bug type released in Generation 8 with the abilities Flash Fire, White Smoke, and Flame Body. I think out of these abilities, Flash Fire is easily going to be the go-to ability. It turns a neutral hit into a new immunity for it, and that's going to be awesome. Boosts those fire type attacks that this thing already has to just launch at things, and so that's absolutely just amazing for it. It's got a pretty poor defensive typing, obviously. Firebug is not great. You're going to be really weak to Stealth Rock, notably. You've also got a lot of common weaknesses to things like, water, flying. These rock types are all very common attacking types, so you're going to have to be very careful about those. But it does have some stats to help it out. Really good stats, actually. I think across the board, pretty solid stats. HP 100, defense 65, special defense 90. Pretty respectable special defense. Physical defense obviously a little lacking, but not even that bad. 165 is probably only a little below average in competitive Pokemon. So 165 is frail on the physical side for sure. It's not like you're going out there stomaching attacks from like every physical wall breaker in the game for sure. But on the special side, you're actually pretty decently bulky. And so that's pretty cool. This Pokemon's going to be able to take some hits on that side. Its attack stat and special attack stat also both pretty good. Attack stat, 115, definitely nothing you can laugh at. It's a pretty good attack stat. Not amazing. It's not like that 130, 140 plus we want to see on our top tier Pokemon. But 115 has been a usable attack stat for a long time. And 90 special attack stat mean this thing can utilize its special attacking move pool, which it has a pretty decent one. So on either side, you're going to be a pretty good mixed attacker here. The big problem this Pokemon's going to run to is that 65 speed tier. 65 speed isn't even good enough to be a good Scarf user in most cases. You could run a Scarf. It's going to be a little slow. It's going to outspeed those base 110s. And I think it would also outspeed base 115, which is pretty decent. But you're not really going to be able to outspeed anything more than that, which is what most Scarf users want to do. If you want to be a good Scarf user, you probably want to be in that 70, 75 plus range. And then up to like, usually Pokemon in like the 110, 120 range are like the top limits of Scarfs. So this Pokemon's gonna kind of be a little too slow to really make use of a Scarf, but it definitely could. Regardless, 65 speed is gonna leave you relying on this Pokemon's pretty middling bulk very heavily to make use of it. So let's go ahead and take a look at some notable moves that this Pokemon learns. First up, it gets Crunch. Fire Lash is a new move. I think it's a new move, unless Heatmore gets it. I'm not sure. But what Fire Lash does is an 80 base power fire move with a 100% chance to lower your opponent's defense. And that's really good. That's actually really good. 2 hits from this thing could really knock something out, as it's kind of basically giving you a +1 attack boost. Not exactly. but it is wearing things down and really making this Pokemon really, really effective to use against defensive teams because Pokemon can't stay in on it. Even if a Pokemon that resists fire switches into it, like let's say your opponent switches in a bulky water type to take on that Fire Lash, you lower its defense, and then what do? You knock it with a Power Whip, and that's pretty solid. The only question will be is Pokemon's fast enough to do it, but I think there is the possibility, like, the frame of mind exists where this Pokemon could be effective. Other moves, I guess, Will-O-Wisp, Thunderfang, Mystical Fire is pretty cool. Get some special coverage there, Fire, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, gets like Bug Buzz too. Leech Life is really cool because it has physical attack. It makes use of its physical attack stat. Give it some recovery to make up, kind of mitigate the amount of hits it's going to have to take because of its slow speed. So Leech Life is pretty cool on this Pokemon. I feel like definitely a Pokemon that can make use of that. Flare Blitz, a really good option if you wanted to just kind of go all out offense. I think it's going to be between really Fire Lash and Flare Blitz for your fire move of choice, obviously. That's why those are the two I listed here as your physical fire moves. Gets Fire Fang, you would never run that. You would just run Fire Lash. I'm kind of leaning towards Fire Lash, honestly. I think you don't want to take that recoil when you're already so slow. So the extra power is not necessarily worth it. Plus, Fire Lash gives you those defense drops, which could be useful. Even if this thing dies after getting off one Fire Lash, the next Pokemon that comes in can really put on pressure because of the defense drop this caused. Egg Scissors, another really good bug-type stab move. Bug Buzz 2. Power Whip is awesome for this Pokemon to get. Allows it to hit those water types. If you think that's a Pokemon like Volcarona's got Giga Drain to hit those. It might get Energy Ball, I forget, but it definitely gets Giga Drain to hit those bulky waters that come in and try to take it on. This Pokemon gets Power Whip to hit him even harder. It also gets Solar Beam. If you were running some kind of Sun team, that could definitely be a really, really cool option. Really good. And then Solar Beam, something like its fire move, could be some really good options. It also gets Overheat if you were interested. You're going to run Flash Fire, though, I do think, for the most part, and that's going to boost all the power of these fire moves. So let's take a look at a notable set here. Here I've got a Physical Breaker set that I cooked up. This is a Choice Banded Centiskorch, just running 252 attack, 252 HP, and a Brave Nature, because we're going to be really slow anyway, so we might as well go all in on the slowness. And I wanted to run a Mixed Nature, but I didn't want to lower our bulk by doing so. So I'm running Scald to hit those rock types, potentially those slow rock types you might see with this thing. Fire Lash, Leech Life, Power Whip. Power Whip, I guess, also already hits those rock types, so really Scald is kind of redundant, I guess, in that sense. Lets you hit opposing fire types though, but again, you have Flash Fire, so how much do you fear those? My point being, Scald is kind of a filler move here. You can put whatever you want in that last spot. Maybe you put like Will-O-Wisp, or you put like Crunch, or something that fits your team and your team's needs. But overall, I think this is a pretty good set, and this set's going to be able to come in, maybe get a Flash Fire boost, and just hit really, really hard. Not a lot of things are going to be able to take 2 hits, especially this set would be my go-to Centiskorch set if I was going against defensive playstyles, because Fire Lash with Band will just whittle through those teams really, really well, I imagine. Fire Lash is just going to be really good because it's giving you those defense drops, and your opposing Pokemon's team is going to get continually pounded by these Band hits. If they're switching around, you're just getting free attacks off. If they're staying in, you're getting defense drops. So Fire Lash with Band feels like a really good combo to me. This is a more fun set that I cooked up here, and this is a Coil Attacker, but I definitely think this set has the chops to be a good set. I gave it Leftovers for an item to give it that extra survivability. Flash Fire again for the ability. I think that's its best ability. This time I went 252 HP, 252 special defense, and a Careful Nature. I think Careful Nature is going to allow it to take those hits on the special side pretty well, because it already had that decent special bulk. This time I went Fire Lash, Leech Life, Power Whip. With between Leech Life and Leftovers, and also the Coil defense increases, I think this Pokemon's going to have pretty decent survivability through all of this stuff. Fire Lash, I think, again, going to be really powerful in this Pokemon. Power Whip is to hit those water types again, and then Leech Life for that recovery. So I think this is a pretty good, solid set, and this is a set that I'm really excited to try myself, actually. I think this is a fun set. I don't know how competitively viable Centiskorch will be overall, but I think this is a set that could be a lot of fun to use. Other items you want to include those new Boots items that allow you to be immune to the effects of Stealth Rocks. If you use those Boots items, those will be pretty helpful for a Pokemon like Centiskorch. Albeit you're giving up something else, but Boots could be helpful for this guy for sure. The other thing you're going to want to maybe keep an eye on is a Scarf set like I was talking about. Especially for that Banded set that I was talking about. You might want to, there we go. Especially for this Banded set that I was talking about, you might want to consider a Scarf as well. Scarf, and if you invested into Speed instead, could be very viable on this set as well. Scarf, also noting that Scarf Fire Lash would give you the defense drop, and then hopefully be fast enough to hit a Pokemon again. So, definitely worth noting. So we're going to look at some pros and cons to summarize everything we just went over. So notably, Centiskorch has these mixed offensive options where you're able to run both physical and special moves, catch your opponent off guard with its diverse coverage options. It's got good offensive power on both sides, Nothing to laugh at for sure. Your opponent can't switch in for free on Centiskorch. No way, no how. Not like a wall breaker per se without a ban, but definitely an option. It's got decent bulk. Like we talked about, it's got pretty decent, pretty average to slightly maybe even above average on the special side. And I think on the plus side, it looks sweet. This thing looks like absolutely amazing. I think this is an awesome design. I love the way this Pokemon looks. So there are some cons, unfortunately. Like I said, it's very slow, and when your defensive typing is this bad, your slowness is kind of compounded. So it's gonna have trouble, because if this Pokemon was somehow like 130 speed or something, that defensive typing starts to matter less because you're attacking first more often. But because it's so slow, that defensive typing is going to be a problem for it, I think, more so. So it's got a huge Stealth Rock's weakness. Again, you can try to mitigate this with that Boots item if it ends up being an item that negates Stealth Rock's damage. But that's going to be at the cost, obviously, of running a different item that could be more useful offensively or defensively, like Leftovers or a Band or a Scarf or something. So that's up to you if you want to go down that road. That's definitely an option for sure, I think. Especially on that coil set, I could imagine that Boots being a more viable option. But that's up to you. I think these are some notable cons that are going to keep Centiskorch out of the top tiers. So I cooked up some team options for us to look at here. I think first up, cleaners are going to be good teammates for Centiskorch. Because of Centiskorch's nature with Fire Lash, it's either going to force a lot of switches, or it's going to weaken a lot of things very heavily, give a lot of dents to a lot of Pokemon on your opponent's team. And for that reason, I think Centiskorch is going to be paired really well with fast Pokemon that can clean but not necessarily improve their own power themselves. So I'm excited to see what you can pair with as far as cleaners go. Also, obviously, with any Pokemon that's 4 times weak to Stealth Rocks, you're going to want to support it with Hazard Clearing. There's a lot of good hazard clearing options in this generation. Rapid Spin and Defog. Rapid Spin got buffed very heavily this generation, so that's going to be really noticeable. I think another thing I wanted to note of with Centiskorch is screen support. I think, for example, if you gave that coil set screen support until it really got itself rolling, that could be really, really a good set. So screen support is something I wanted to talk about with Centiskorch. Big threats for it, literally Stealth Rocks are going to be kind of a huge problem for it in the metagame. Again, you could run those Boots, but then what are you giving up to run that? So that's up to you. I think Wall Breakers in general will be a problem for it. Any Pokemon with kind of mid-grade bulk will kind of struggle with mid-speed wall breakers, because a lot of those Pokemon will be able to find, like, let's say a Terrakion was the one that comes to mind. Don't even know if Terrakion's in this generation, but like these kind of fast wall breakers that maybe aren't that frail or aren't that bulky but can hit hard could really pose a problem for this. Or maybe like a water type breaker, something like that could definitely pose a problem for this. Obviously, also anything not slow, a really powerful neutral attacks, especially on the physical side, will really dent Centiskorch. So you're going to want to be careful about those, because just in general, things that are faster than it are really common, and those faster Pokemon will be problematic. But anyways, guys, let me know what you've thought about this video. Let me know what you guys think about Centiskorch. I know this is actually a Pokemon that I'm super excited to try. I think it looks cool, and that's kind of even partially a reason why. And again, make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to stay up to date with all my Pokemon analyses. Generation 8 is upon us, guys. It officially launched today, so that's hype. Like this video, leave a comment. I would always really appreciate it. And if you want to join the Discord and stay up to date and kind of help us grow this community, that would also be really appreciated. But until next time, I will see you guys later. Krakenation out.